Now we're looking at the inequalities parallel review question 5. Drag the equation that matches the solution of the graph shown below. So when you are doing your actual assessment, these will be drag and drop equations. So I look at my number line, I see I'm going to have to match one of these four inequalities. And that should say equation, not inequality. I mean, inequality, not equation. So we're going to drag one of our inequalities that will match this graph. First, I'm going to go ahead and figure out what my inequality is here. So all of them use x, so I know I'm going to have an x. X is at -3, so I know it's going to be x something -3. And now since it's going to the right, I know that x has to be bigger. Since the alligator eats the bigger number, so it has to be opened to the x. I look at my answer choices and I see that I can automatically eliminate this one. Because see how it is less than or equal to? So this one would be a closed circle, not an open circle. Like you can see that our answer is definitely an open circle. So this one is not a correct answer. But I have to work out the other three because there might be some switching of the inequality signs. So I'm going to work out the other three to see which one matches this situation. I also don't know which one's going to have -3 for the x when I isolate the x. So I'll start with the one that says 4x plus 1 is less than -7. I know that I have to cancel out my plus 1 first because it's the one that is the constant on the same side as the variable. To cancel out a plus 1, I will subtract 1. So I subtract 1 from both sides. On this side, plus 1 and -1 is a z0. So I'm left with 4x. On this side, a -7 and a -1, I would add them together to get a -8. And in the adding or subtracting step, I never switch my inequality sign. So my next step is 4x is less than -8. X is not alone yet, so I continue. That is 4 times x. So I will need to divide both sides by 4 to cancel it out. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So I'm left with x. -8 divided by 4 is -2. And my inequality sign does not reverse because we divided by a positive number. So I can see both the inequality sign and the solution of less than -2 instead of -3. Neither of those match. So this one is a no. So it's not the second one. I mean, it's not the first one, sorry. So now I look at the second one, 4x plus 1. This one is almost exactly the same as this, but I see the inequality sign is backwards. So instead of less than, this one is greater than. So it'll really be the same steps. I will subtract 1 from both sides. +1 and -1 must still be a z. So I'll have 4x is greater than -8. X is not alone, so continuing on. That is 4 times x. So I'll divide both sides by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. So I have x. I do not change my inequality symbol when I divide by a positive. So I have x is greater than Negative 8 divided by 4 is negative 2. So that one is also a no. It does not match. The inequality symbol is correct, but this one is negative 2 instead of negative 3. So I pretty much know it's going to be the last, or this middle one. So it's going to be the third one. But I want to work it out just in case. I might have made a mistake on the others. So I draw my line down at the inequality symbol. Since x is my variable, I know that I'm going to cancel out the plus 3 first. So to cancel out a plus 3, I will subtract 3 from both sides. On this side, the positive 3 and the negative 3 z out because they're 0. I get 2x. Negative 3 and negative 3 is negative 6. And my inequality symbol will stay the same because I did not multiply or divide. And then my last step, because x is still not alone, that's 2 times x, so I will divide both sides by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 1x is just x. Negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3, and my inequality symbol does not change because I divided by a positive number. So I have x is greater than negative 3, so that is the correct solution. This is the correct solution that matches this graph.